Hello, and thank you for joining me for my campus community and clinical reflection. So, I was at Trans Am a couple of weeks ago, and it was a really great experience. I was able to talk with the manager and a couple of the EMTs and paramedics. So, it was nice to be able to learn a lot about what actually kind of goes on at Trans Am. They told me mostly that they deal with transfers, but they still respond to calls, which I'll get into a little bit later. But fortunately enough for me, I was able to go on a few calls, which was very nice. But I just took a couple pictures of some of the different ambulances they have. So the first one was like the main one that they use. I'm not sure what the type is exactly, but I know this is like one of their emergency cars that they use. Again, I'm not sure what it's called. But yeah, so let me get into my time at Trans Am a little bit. So when I first got there, it was just a lot of speaking with the manager and just waiting for the call to come in. She explained how the system works and that they get radioed in from their headquarters and that they get the calls that way. So my first call was just a gentleman who was having shortness of breath, and I guess he was somewhat of a frequent flyer, but he came in shortness of breath, and they said he was having chest pain. However, when we got there, he wasn't. It was mainly just that he was feeling off from his normal, which I guess is a good indication that something is wrong. But we ended up going lights and sirens there. Saw him, checked him out. They did an assessment. We took him to Olean General, and nothing really crazy happened with that. But then our second call, we went right from there to a motor vehicle accident in which an individual had driven their truck into another person's house. Somehow, the individual inside the house and the individual inside the car were not hurt, and both of them ended up declining medical treatment. But it was interesting to see how exactly the interdisciplinary concepts work between firefighters and EMTs. So, kind of talking about Franciscan values a little bit. Um, Investigation, knowledge, and reflection. I feel like I had a lot of time to reflect on my time at Trans Am. You know, how they play into the medical system, and as a nurse, what they do for us. You know, just expanding my knowledge as a nurse, knowing what EMTs do and appreciating them. And then also with investigation, you know, as an EMT, you're constantly learning new things. So it was really a great experience. Overall, I had a great time at Trans Am, and I got to go out on a couple really cool calls, which was nice. But um, overall, I think it helped me improve my skills as a nurse by seeing what happens out in the field and how I can relate it to emergency and critical care in the future. So, thanks for listening.